Hello friends, how's it going? It's me, Betty Jean. In today's video, I thought it would be fun to chat about some makeup products that I have that I wish I owned sooner. There are plenty of things that I acquire like after time has passed since the release, which is totally fine. I honestly recommend that more often than not. I obviously have the privilege of getting sent stuff when they do release and I get to try them out as soon as possible. But as far as like a regular consumer goes, even for things that I buy myself, I don't think it's necessarily bad to wait a while and kind of sit on it and really reflect and see if you actually need something or not. It can be really easy to fall into the mindset of buying everything. I used to be in that mindset. Now I'm able to slow it down a bit. I don't necessarily feel the need to buy everything the second it launches anymore. However, there are some things here in front of me that I kind of wish I did just buy when I first initially heard about it, when it was first initially launching. They're things I've fallen in love with, things that I just feel like I wish I've spent more of my time playing with. I just wanted to do kind of a chill, chatty video this morning, and I thought this one would be fun to do. And I'm really curious to hear in the comments below which things that you've acquired in your collection that you kind of wish that you would have just bought when it first released, because then you would have had a little more time with it. Before we hop into the video itself, I did of course film this look. It should already be up on my IGTV by the time this video goes up. My choker today is from Shop Sun & Co. You can use my affiliate code Beautbean for 10% off. My plugs today are from Love Kills Boutique. This is a Christmas brand wig. Check my FAQ in the description box if you need spelling. And this is a Neff brand beanie. Without further ado, let's just hop in and talk about some makeup that I wish I would have tried sooner. These aren't gonna be in any particular order, but I am gonna start with the first thing that popped in my mind when I was first coming up with my list for this video, and that is the Melt Cosmetics Gemini palette. This was actually a subscriber gift years ago, and I remember wanting this so badly when it first released. I thought it was so pretty. I can't remember what else was releasing at that point. This was years ago, but there were a few other palettes releasing at that point, and I was in that buy everything mindset, but I couldn't physically buy everything, so I had to kind of pick and choose, and I think there were literally 4 palettes I wanted launching at the same time at that moment. So this one I ended up giving the boot, and I really wish I hadn't. This is one of my favorite gifts I've ever received. I love this palette with my whole heart. One of my favorites in my whole collection. This was the first thing I ever tried from Melt Cosmetics, and now I'm so in love with them. I'm so grateful for this gift, and I just wish I would have just like prioritized this palette when it was first releasing. I should have tried it sooner. I love this palette with my whole heart, and I'll never get sick of it. It is my baby. I love this guy. I guess let's just stick with palettes. The Sweet Talk palette from Colourpop. This was actually the first thing I ever received in PR from Colourpop, and I didn't receive this when it first launched. I received this, let's see, I want to say December of 2019. I want to say it was before the pandemic. I'm pretty confident in that answer. But when they invited me to join their PR list, they asked me just to pick out a list of things that piqued my interest, and they would send me some of those things. And I just threw this palette on the list because I've heard a lot of people talk about it. I didn't really have a ton of things that I was like super itching to try from Colourpop, because at that point, like, I was just kind of buying what I wanted. So I threw this on, and I'm so in love with it. I didn't expect to love it as much as I do. Even when it first launched, I kind of just like looked at it. I was like, it's objectively cute, but I don't need it. But every single springtime I reach for this. I don't travel right now, obviously, because we're in a panorama, but in a perfect world when we are traveling, this is a palette I can definitely see throwing in my bag. It's very easy and effortless. I don't love that there's a pressed glitters in here, but I can honestly look past it for the rest of the shades. The mattes all blend really beautiful. I can create really pretty, easy, effortless glam looks. I really like peachy tones. I just like this one so much more than I thought I was going to, and part of me wishes I would have just bought this palette when it first launched because I felt like I was missing out. It's not my favorite palette in the whole world, but it definitely does fall in this category of, yeah, I definitely should have tried this sooner. What was holding me back? Next up, I wanted to talk about just the 3 OG palettes from Kaleidos Makeup. These palettes I remember seeing just kind of floating around on Instagram, on YouTube. Some of my other smaller YouTube friends were playing with their stuff, and I thought they were cute, but I was just kind of like, I don't need them. They're pretty, but I don't need it. That was a point in my life when I was trying to really be more strategic with what I was buying. So I ended up deciding like I didn't need those. But then Kaleidos reached out to me and asked me if I wanted to try them, and I was like, you know what, sure. Why not? So they sent them to me, and I love them. Kaleidos is now one of my favorite brands. I can't believe that I almost slept on these because they're so brilliant. We have the Sci-Fi Green, which is unfortunately no longer available, and I wish it was because it's so beautiful. I think they said that they're potentially like reformulating it or something like that. I really hope they bring it back because I know know a lot of you really want that one. We have the Cyber Bronze, which I'm pretty sure is still available, and this is actually like one of my go-tos during like holiday time. I feel like I make really pretty simple Christmassy looks with this. I love this palette. The shimmers are so pretty. And finally, the Futurism 3, and this was my absolute favorite for a while from them. That blue is so stunning. I can't get enough, and I literally can't believe that I almost just like let these slip by. I'm sure I would have tried Kaleidos at some point had they not contacted me. I feel like the Electro Turquoise is what would have done me in for sure. But I'm just so thankful that I got to try these when I did, and I wish I would have just like taken the plunge when I first saw them because they're so beautiful and they're one of my favorite brands now. They are literally like pieces of artwork in my collection. I love them. Just a couple more palettes and then we'll get on to some other makeup items. The Glaminatrix Cosmetics Sandra Rose palette. This got sent to me about a year ago, I think around this time last year, and this had been available for about a year, and it was like constantly on my list of like, I want to get that, I want to get that, I want to get that, but I just never ended up doing it. And as soon as I had this in my hands as a gift from the brand, I was so mad at myself. I was like, why did I sleep on this? It's unfortunately not available anymore, and I'm so thankful that I do have it to play with. The shimmers are out of this world. This was my first time trying Glaminatrix, and I was so blown away. It's made me so excited for the brand. I love the You Beauty palette they just came out with my whole heart, and I just can't believe I slept on this. And I really mostly wish I would have tried this sooner because I would have had more time to play with it on camera with you guys before it got discontinued, because there weren't many units left once I got it sent to me. So I feel like I should have tried it sooner, more for the sake of you guys, because you would have loved this palette, but it is what it is. You live and you learn. I'm happy I have it now, but I just wish I would have had it sooner. And finally, one more palette to talk about. This was a recent subscriber gift. Thank you again, Gigi, so much. This is the Lunar Beauty Strawberry Dream palette. This was another one I talked myself out of. I just decided I didn't need it. I didn't think it was going to be like, I don't know, that exceptional in my collection. But then she just out of the blue surprised me with this. I was not expecting this palette from her, or at all in any way. And I've been so blown away. I've already done a recent get ready with me. I say recent, this video is pretty pre-filmed. It might have been a month ago at this point, but I've done a get ready with me and an Instagram video with it. I've also played with it once or twice on my own time, and it's just so beautiful. The shimmers are so special, and I love the tones of the mattes. You have so much versatility with this palette, more than I thought you were going to have, and I've just been having an absolute blast. And again, I just can't believe I didn't snag this when it first launched, and now I'm also having regret that I didn't snag the, what's it called? The Eternal Eclipse palette. I might get that one at some point. I don't think I'm gonna get it anytime soon. I think I'm gonna wait till the winter, because I know I would love those tones in the winter, but now I'm definitely, I think, going to be more likely to snag a Lunar Beauty palette when it launches now, because this has blown my mind. I love my Moonspell palette, and I just can't believe I've slept on the recent palettes from the brand. Kind of following up with that one I just talked about, I also have to talk about the other part of my gift, the Moon Prism Blush palette. I wanted this so bad. I was actually planning on buying it on launch day, but it sold out immediately. I'm so thankful this was part of that gift Gigi sent me, because I've been loving this the last month. But I don't know why I didn't just try to pick it up at the next restock. I think by the time it restocked, I was just kind of like, I don't need it. I got plenty of blush. There is more than enough in my collection. I'll be fine. But now that I have it, I'm like, Betty Jean, this formula is phenomenal. You should have bought this sooner when it restocked. I don't know why I didn't. I was just talking myself out of everything. I mean, last year was a hard year. I really was not spending a lot of money on makeup. I was out of work for a couple months. Our cat dealt with lots of medical expenses for a long time there, and then we were saving for our house, and it was just thing after thing after thing. So I really was able to talk myself out of it, but I do wish I would have had this sooner. I think I would have been in love with it the last year. This palette would probably be severely beat up by now because I would have used it so much. I've already used it so much, honestly, and I'm so happy I have it. I just wish I had it sooner. And the artwork on Lunar Beauty's packaging is so good. I guess sticking with blush, even though this is technically a highlight, but I use it as a blush, this is the Melt Cosmetics Genesis highlight. I'm pretty sure I saw Lacey from Spooky Lips and Fat Hips first talk about this. I had it in the back of my mind for a while, and I don't know, I didn't jump on it, I passed it. These highlights are a bit more pricey, so I just talked myself out of it. I kept delaying it, and then eventually I scooped it up during a Black Friday sale, and I'm not regretful that I bought it during a sale. I think that's what I'm gonna buy most of my Melt Cosmetics things, if I'm being honest with you, but I do wish I had it sooner because it is the prettiest, just golden peachy colored blush. It's so pretty. Again, it's meant to be a highlight. It is advertised as a highlight, but I use it as a blush and it is so gorgeous. One of my favorite blushes in my whole collection. And I just can't believe I kept talking myself out of it because this one deserved to be in my collection. Just a few more things to talk about. The next one is the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. As you can see, this one has not been used. It's because I just finished one, so this is one that I haven't like started using yet, but I already have another one. I got sent this in PR from Milk. I want to say October of 2019. It's been a couple years now, and I remember when this first launched, I was very intrigued by it and I really thought I was going to buy it, but then I just kept hearing such polarizing opinions on this. Some people loved it, some people absolutely hated it. So I ultimately talked myself out of it, even though it really sounded like something I'd like. Anything with hydro in it usually appeals to me because I have normal to dry skin. And when they sent it to me and I started using it, I was like, are you kidding me? This is one of the best primers I've ever used. I still consider it one of my all-time favorite primers. I'm excited to bust into this one again. I'm just currently trying to use up a different primer. I love this so much. I should have just gone with my gut and purchased this when it came out because I'm so happy with it. I love it so, so much. If I want to guarantee that I'm having a good makeup day, I always incorporate this primer. I like mixing this with other primers. I like using it by itself. Forever one of my favorites. It's so good. Next up is the Freck Xl. This one is actually in a box because I just reordered a replacement at the VIB sale, which again, this is pre-filmed, so this was probably like a month ago by the time this video goes up. But I love Freck so much. I've been into fake freckles for probably close to 3 years now if I had to guess, but I didn't do them every day like I do now. And for a while I was just using eyeshadow or like brow pomades or like taupey liquid lipsticks. I was using just random products and I saw this floating around for a long time, but I just could not bite the bullet and buy this because it is so expensive. I do like buying the XL because it's a better value, and I also like getting this when you can get a sale on top of that, and this is now sold at Sephora, so I definitely scooped this up during the VIB sale. But eventually I talked myself into it. The original size is like the size of the cap. It's so expensive, but it is still my favorite freckle product ever. I'm wearing the Jason Wu one right now, and I'm probably just gonna finish that one up before I bust into this one again. But I love this, and I wish I would have just jumped on it sooner because it kind of opened the door of trying actual like freckle products. And absolutely you can use eyeshadow or bronzer or liquid lipsticks. You can use whatever you want, but I personally feel like these liquid freckly tinty products where you pop it on and tap them out, it just looks so good. Maybe they don't look natural, I don't care. I know they're fake freckles, they can look like fake freckles, but I like the appearance that this type of product gives. Freck is gonna be forever my favorite, and I wish I would have jumped on this train sooner because it's been, I don't know, one of my favorite parts of my makeup routine. I have a couple lip products to talk about. This one isn't a specific thing, but just like a category, and that is lip pencils. I was such a lip pencil hater for literally ever. Like my entire time of playing with makeup, I was a lip pencil hater. I was like, I don't get it. I don't care about lip pencils. I don't want to spend money on lip pencils. They're stupid. I don't like it. I don't get it. And then sometime last year, I think it was during this launch, the Colourpop That's Taupe collection, it came with these two lip pencils, the Ashton and Cool BFF. Some of my favorite lip pencils ever. They came out with these and I was like, you know what, I'll just use them for the sake of using them. They're in the collection, came with gloss. It changed my life. I love it now. I don't wear it every day. Like I'm wearing just like a lipstick now with no lip pencil, but I do wear these pretty often, these two shades specifically, and also the shade So Happy. I am really into lip pencils now. I don't feel the need to collect like every color, but just having a few solid, good neutral shades. I have a couple pinky shades. I think I have a red, but mostly these just like different variants of neutrals. Really like pairing these with gloss. I love the way it makes my lips look. It's really nice to kind of have that defined line even with the glossy feel once in a while. I'm so mad that I was just being so stubborn and refused to branch out and try new things because I've been so excited, I don't know, playing with lip pencils over the last year. I just wish I would have tried these sooner and wasn't being such a stubborn human. Last but not least, I had to talk about Black Moon Cosmetics Cider Liquid Lipstick. You guys know how much I love this, and if you haven't been here before, you're about to find out. It is the prettiest mustard grungy liquid lipstick ever. I love this. I put this on the list because for a long, long time I saw Hazel from a few people from Black Moon Cosmetics, and I eventually bought it and I slept on this one. I just didn't even give it a second thought. I was like, whatever. And then once I discovered how much I loved Hazel, all of these like grungy fall tones were out of stock because it was like a little bundle and they discontinued it. It was gone and I was like, dang, I should have picked up that darn cider liquid lipstick when I had the chance. And then probably a year later they restocked it and I'm pretty sure they're still available like even now. So I snagged this immediately when it came back and I'm just so sad that I did not pick this up with Hazel. And granted, I didn't know that I needed this grungy mustard lip as much as I do, but I just wish I would have grabbed it when it was available because I had to go that whole length of time wanting it and dreaming about it, but it just wasn't available. So that one had to be put on this list. I thought that would be fun to add. So yeah, that's the end of this video. Nothing too serious, just a little chatty, just some things that I had makeup FOMO over. I'm so grateful that I was able to receive a good chunk of these as gifts because had it not been like sent in PR or gifts from subscribers, I might not have ever tried these and I might not have ever fallen in love the way I have. So I'm so grateful and appreciative. I don't know, it's really helped me kind of navigate what I do and don't want to try because like going forward, I'm going to be paying a lot closer attention to Lunar Beauty. I'm wearing their lashes right now. I'm so excited about the blush, those palettes. I'm going to be keeping such a closer eye on the brand and I don't know, I just thought this was fun to talk about. Again, I would love to hear down below what you have in your collection that you wish you would have tried just a little bit sooner. If you made it to the end of this video, leave me a tree emoji. If you liked this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you're not already, please hop over to my Instagram. It's Beautbean. Follow me there. I post every single day. And don't forget to subscribe. I'm posting most days here as well. Please make sure you're staying informed with everything that's going on in the world. There will be links in my description box that will take you to information and resources and ways in which you can help. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Okay, bye.